And
One I
there's
hate
drone.
is,
Excellent.
the phrase I hate is no problem.
No problem?
Yeah.
Huh. I
I don't know
like it
why
in Russian. It's Dnieproblem.
that sounds pretty good. We start using that.
No problem. I don't know.
Like
I
I'd
guess you're
like
right.
it's like I'd like the ribeye steak and potatoes. No problem. It's like what?
You're right. We have to cook it right. So there is a problem. Oh, that's funny.
I'm the customer. It is not a problem ever.
Uh, Tomorrow night I get my Aries meeting. We meet at the Arvada Fire Training Facility.
Oh, that's cool. Is that Jeff Corey's?
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
we're gonna have a set beginning the first Saturday in October. They want me to go up to the Gilpin County EOC. We don't know yet if they're going to let us in or not. We're waiting to find out.
Guess I didn't even know Gilpin County had an EOC.
They do. So does Clear Creek County too. And I've been in the Clear Creek County one a couple times. Haven't operated from it. They have an FT857D in there, and they have a number of antennas they can hook up to.
Do they have a buffet and all you can eat?
No, that would be good. You mean in Gilpin? Yeah, that would be great. What is it about casinos and buffets? I guess it brings them in,
I guess so.
and all the noise and uh, rings and dings gets them to go play something.
I've never been a gambler, so it doesn't attract me.
Gambling's fine until you have to use your own money.
That's right. You know, before the advent of legalized gambling in Colorado or in Denver, you could count the number of pawn shops on one hand, and they were all down there on Larimer Street. Now they're like on every street corner.
They're everywhere.
They prey on those that can least afford it.
Yep. Pawn shops have existed for thousands of years. Well, the talk tonight should be pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. We did a test run earlier this week, and looks like pretty good content.
Yeah, when I first found out about it, I sent some information to our global seismologist, and she thought it was interesting, but she's got all these other things she's studying, doesn't have time for it. I think it'd be fun to do a PhD on it. Well, not fun, it'd be a lot of work.
Now that's an impressive background, Mark.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, it looks cool. All those cables.
All my coax.
Looks like it's organized.
It's deceiving.
Yeah, mine's a mess behind me. Stacks of everything. Everything ends up in my basement.
I have a room that looks very similar to that.
I mean to get it all cleaned up. It's just I don't have any time right now. When I retire, it's definitely there's stuff going out the door.
Yep.
I have all my ham stuff in this shelf over here, which is nice because I can, when I'm sitting at my front of my radios, which are right over here, I can, go grab a book and look something up if I need to.
Yeah. Nice.
That's my computer rack over there. I've got 2 servers there, and of course the routers up there and the modem, and So all of a sudden I get a glitch and I can't get on the internet. I go up there and I look at the lights on the modem to see what's going on. I think they've been doing some rebooting of some of their equipment, Comcast has.
They have. That's what
Yeah.
I have as well. And all of a sudden it just drops.
Yeah.
They have an application. It's called Uptime Robot. That's a little app that sits out in the cloud and it keeps monitoring. And I get the ping and says it just went down.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah, we've had a couple. One was late at night, like around 10 o'clock, and I figured that was a reboot. And then we had another one at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I figured that was a reboot of some sort. And it was down for about 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't during the day because, you know, I work from home, my wife works from home, my son works from home.
Oh, man.
Good evening, Fred. Yeah, just a little quiet here.
I'm glad I bought the highest bandwidth you can get because we use it. I had to upgrade all my networking stuff to match the bandwidth.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone. It might be a little bit of a quiet evening here this evening. Just a few people in here, so.
Talk amongst ourselves.
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, got a cool presentation coming up here. Yeah, I'll see if I can dig up anything that I found over the last week or so. But a little bit quiet on my end as well.
There was an earthquake down by Pritchard. Pritchett?
Yeah, down south.
A couple days ago. I went and looked on the map, trying to look at Google Earth to figure out if I could see some kind of a lineament or something, but I'm not sure. I would like to look at some history of earthquakes down there in the last 30 years, see if I can see a linear trend of some sort.
I thought they were saying that it wasn't very common down there in that area.
It is not. What's interesting is eastern Colorado. So we all know that as you go away from the Front Range, in theory, it's supposed to, you know, the landforms are supposed to slope downhill going away to the east. But the interesting thing about eastern Colorado, it goes downhill for a little bit and it goes back up a hill.
Yep.
And there are places there not too far from the Kansas border where the elevation is as high as Denver, which is kind of interesting.
Wow.
And then it drops off rapidly as you get to the state line. So to me, for something like that to happen, I believe that there is a arch that's beneath that area. I forget the name of it. I'd have to look it up, but there is an arch there, and maybe things are draping over it or something like that.
Okay. Jerome, we only see half your face.
Yeah?
You need to fix your, what are you using, OBS?
That's odd. Yeah, it should be showing the whole...
No, just your monitor or the whatever that instrument is. Oh, RF? Oh, earthquake.
Yeah, RF and earthquakes, yeah.
Yep.
Let's see the video here.
Yep, OBS.
Yeah.
It's a great application.
Camera. Let me know if that's any better.
It's trying. The aspect ratio looks like it's off. I mean, it's fine. I don't think we want to see you.
No, exactly, no. That's all right. Love it. Cool. So, yeah, welcome everyone here in the chat. Again, it's a pretty quiet evening. Just a general Q&A about electronics and radio. We're just discussing the upcoming presentation and some local weather here in Colorado. So if anybody has any projects or things they want to bring up for the Elmer session here, go ahead.
spent the last couple days working on my my Pi-Star and updating firmware and that kind of thing. Took a little more effort than I was planning. And Brandmeister, I don't know if they lost one of their masters or something. Something happened a couple days ago. Screwed up everything that I had programmed in there. I didn't screw it up. What I was connecting to no longer exists. So I had to change that. I don't know. It was harder than, I have the Zoom spot. I think I bought it from you, Larry, when you're down in HRO. And I couldn't do the updates through the web application. I had to actually SSH into it, or I actually ended up connecting it to a monitor and keyboard and did the updates through the Raspberry Pi update, and that worked. But the MMDV board also needed a firmware update. So it took a little bit of work. That's what I've been working on.
Nice.
So the Zoom spot, you had to do a firmware update to the other board for the radio board part.
Yeah.
I've never done that.
Neither have I. It's actually not that hard. Pi-Star has a script. I actually wrote it down somewhere. You do sudo Pi-Star dash. You have to call out the type of board you have, and then it downloads. It basically goes out to GitHub and brings it down. And it was really kind of cool. It took a while. Mine was sudo Pi-Star dash zoom spot flash, all one word, space RPI, and then it worked. Took about 5 minutes to do its update.
And do you have the 0 is what you have?
Yeah, the little tiny one.
Yeah, that's one I've got.
Every time I logged into it, at the top of the Pi-Star, it says you're running an outdated version, and I do an update, and it says there's nothing to update. It says you're running an outdated version. Well, you have to do the same thing and do a Pi-Star dash update in a command line to actually get the full version of the. Actually, I take that back. I had to format a card and bring in the latest version and then do an update, and then it worked. So, yeah.
And you said you couldn't SSH into it?
I could, but it was easier. I had it sitting here on the desk, and I just connected it to that monitor and hooked up the keyboard and mouse to it.
I do that too sometimes because it just feel more comfortable than doing it remotely.
Exactly.
And you can see what's happening a lot of times.
Yeah, and the SSH doesn't necessarily echo out all the stuff that's rolling through.
Cool. Yeah, some gotchas there with that. I know that the.
I like Pi-Star. I know that.
Yeah.
I do.
I like fiddling with it, but sometimes I like the open spot just for the simplicity of it.
Yep. It just works.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the last time I updated my Pi-Star, this very similar DMR master, I had to change from 3101 to 3102. I can't remember.
Yeah, they got rid of 3101. It just went away.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
I think I changed mine to 3102. I should look.
yeah, it's when it does that and it goes away, it actually just assigns you, I think it's a dummy master, and then it just kind of freaks out.
Yeah. I can't remember what happened. I think it just didn't connect, and then I eventually figured out somehow that one had been decommissioned. Yeah. It's an interesting network.
I wish they had a way to put in like a backup master, or something that
Yeah.
You could have like 2 listed, a primary and a secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it did a hard reboot to switch to the other one would have been fine. But I don't know. It's not like critical.
No. Let's see. I was over on the radio reference forums over the weekend as well, trying to reset up a software-defined radio Raspberry Pi feeder for broadcastify.com for our 145 repeater. And the last time I did it, I mean, it worked more or less, but the quality was really terrible. And I tried to do it again too, but it seems like a lot of people are still using scanners and analog audio inputs to feed that. And so it sounds great, but it just involves a lot more equipment. So they've come out with a Raspberry Pi based like image, but it is not really for let's see where these go. It's for feeding. They have a software defined radio in here, but that's mostly for airband AM and aircraft traffic, unfortunately, and trunked radio. So they're expecting a lot of people still to be using scanners to set up. So that's what I've been trying to do and mess around with that and just get some good clean audio and feed it and get a constant live stream of our repeater and can get archives and things like that. So I've been trying that.
You might try to see if there's a kit, if you're into building kits.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a kit out there you can buy. And I know there's still some crystal kits where you can get it for that. I mean, it's very stable if you get, and it's very simple.
See. Yeah.
And if you're looking at a very specific frequency, that might be something, I don't know, maybe look into it a little more.
Another website, and speaking of that, Tindie, TINDIE.com, they are related to Hackaday.com, but yeah, very similar FM radio kits and things like that. Yeah, really easy build. Yeah, I was thinking of doing that too. Yeah, exactly.
It was, I got my new, I don't have it handy here, my new handbook from ARRL, and they are selling, I didn't know this, but they're selling simple radio kits now that are really wide band that gets into the aircraft band and down into the shortwave stuff. It's like $14. Like, geez, let me make a kit for $14.
I know I enjoyed building the kit, the enclosure for the Zoom spot. I mean, I just sat down and worked on it. Nobody bothered me, and I got done. I said, "Wow, this was fun. I got to do more of this." And I like to build model kits too for like wargaming and stuff. So.
Oh, okay. So you like the little? Did you get the little clear plastic one?
Yep. Yeah. You had to peel off the coatings that protected it to keep it from getting scratched, and build it up and everything. I enjoyed that. I actually thought it was pretty fun.
Nice.
And I'm surprised you're not into 3D printing then.
I don't have a 3D printer. I'd like to get one. In fact, I was at Micro Center the other day looking at them. I have a friend who's a PhD student at Mines, and he's also in our wargaming club. He bought a 3D printer. He bought a resin one, so he had to do some stuff to get the poisonous stuff. And he's got a washing station and everything. And I've seen 3D printed figures that are made from the what's the other one called, the
PLA or the
PLA, and he's got the resin, and I couldn't believe the difference in
it's amazing,
the detail. It was just incredible. And even for smaller figures, the detail was incredible.
Oh yeah, that is the top of the line, the resin printer.
Yeah.
I unfortunately had gotten into 3D printing, and I now have 2, 3, 4, 5 3D printers.
Oh wow!
It's kind of like ham radio. You can't have just one. Yeah, it becomes a little bit of an obsession.
Yeah, it's been years. I had a Prusa i3 clone, the Wanhao something i3. God, it's been 3 or 4 years, unfortunately, since I've touched it. Unfortunately,
I'm a Creality guy through and through.
oh, gotcha. Yeah,
Those are good. Yeah, I
Aren't they
I have
here?
another friend with a Creality, and he swears by it.
Oh yeah, and it's great entry level stuff, and they also have some good high end stuff. And the good part and bad part about it is it's highly customizable. I've been thinking about doing a 3D printing, like how to get started and the do's and don'ts little seminar with.
Yeah, you should do that. That'd be good.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, I'd watch
At
that
least
for sure.
someone would have done that when I got into it. I wouldn't have made all the mistakes and burned up all the motors.
yeah.
Yeah, I can think of I can think of a lot of things I'd like to make with it. I mean, toy soldiers. You know, you can design your own figures. You can buy lots of files now for them.
Yeah, most of the stuff I get, someone has already thought of it.
Yeah.
And then my son is an engineer and he runs AutoCAD. So whenever I can't find it, I say, "Hey, can you make this?" And then the next thing you know, he hands me a file, and then I just print it. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I printed I lost the my Anytone. I lost the knobs, so I 3D printed some knobs.
Yeah, there you go. And I've got a movie projector from the '60s, and there's little plastic pieces that came off, and now it doesn't run properly. And my wife goes, "So if you got a 3D printer, could you make those?" I go, "Yeah, I pretty much could." And you know, she said, "Well, that's a good reason for it right there, to get that projector going again."
Exactly.
But yeah, I could. And I have a friend. He's VP of some IT company, and he does like buildings, and he 3D printed this elephant and with a hoedow on it, and he made little crewmen for it, and he painted it up, and I can't believe the detail on it. And that was with the PLA, and it looks incredible, but it's a bigger figure.
Yeah,
And it's just incredible. He built a whole village with a walled city, and his last name's Parker, so we call it Parkerville.
Wow. Yeah, they get very detailed, that's for sure.
Yeah, very, very cool. All right, anyone else here in the chat this evening? Let's see here. All right, yeah. Anyone else have anything so far? It's pretty quiet this evening. Just talking about electronics and ham radio. Might be a little bit quiet this evening, but if anybody has anything else, let me know. Just browsing around here.
Oh, you're looking at 3D printing objects?
Yeah, Thingiverse. Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
popular
that's the
website.
place. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, I make these stands for my different HTs. I 3D print those too, with little rubber feet on the bottom of them.
Oh, okay.
So this is for my Anytone, so it's like that. It's amazing once you have one how much stuff you have to print.
Yeah. I need to set mine back up because it just takes. It's not auto leveling or anything that was before that. So.
Oh yeah, no, auto leveling is that changes your world.
Yeah. As long as I have it set right and then I don't move it, it seems to work okay. But it's a beast sometimes to work with. What else here? It's the upcoming radio conference here, the GNU radio conference, September 20th through the 24th. Let's see what a list of talks here. More info on gnuradio.org. There'll be a lot of software-defined radio. It's an annual conference for the GNU radio project community and has established itself as one of the premier industry events for software radio. A week-long conference that includes high-quality technical content and valuable networking opportunities. It's a venue that highlights design, implementation, and theory that has been practically applied in a useful way. Attendees come from a large variety of backgrounds, including industry, academia, government, and hobbyists. They have a ton of talks. It'll be a lot of heady stuff, but this is really the deep dives into some of the radio. They have a Capture the Flag, a CTF event, which is it's something you see which in like a black hat or hacker communities, but I'm sure they'll be using. Exactly. It looks like it's going by the name of Radio Resilience competition, so that'd be really interesting. New type of virtual capture the flag that is being featured. Competitors are challenged to pit their most robust and performant radio designs against their sneaky and diabolical RF environments and interference radios. Outperform competitors to be eligible for great prizes. So, running for several months, it takes place entirely virtually on their GNU radio-based infrastructure. Competitors are provided a fully open-source simulated RF testbed in which they can develop and test their software-defined transceivers purely in software.
Cool.
So, yeah. So that's just one thing. Plenty of talks online. It'll be on their YouTube, I believe. They'll have some amateur radio testing going on there. Plenty of talks.
Is it a charge? Is there a cost associated there?
I don't. Let's see. Registration is $50. YouTube live stream. It looks like it will be on YouTube, so it doesn't look like you should have to pay anything for it. I think maybe to be a part of their workshops. Yeah, to attend the workshops, I guess you have to pay. But yeah, it looks like you can stream all of it online, so that'll be good. Yeah. It's something in here with SETI. A few talks with SETI. Growing collaboration. Let's see what the description of that is here. Berkeley SETI Research Center, home to the Breakthrough Listen Initiative, and the SETI Institute, administrators of the Allen Telescope Array, are carrying out world-leading programs to search for intelligent life beyond Earth. These searches use cutting-edge digital signal processing hardware to characterize the haystack of human-generated radio signals in search of the needle of a signal from somewhere else. So growing collaboration with GNU Radio has led to the deployment of their hardware and processing pipelines at radio telescope sites. So should be another interesting talk. So yeah, more info, gnuradio.org. And I just found that from a website, rtl-sdr.com. Pretty popular for software-defined radio projects. Let's see what else here. Yeah, don't hesitate to jump in. I didn't really announce too much this evening. Not too many people here. But yeah, this is internet. You don't have to be a ham radio operator, so feel free to jump in at any time. Any questions or comments? Let's see.
I'll jump in for a minute here. I'm new, so I thought I'd just introduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm Ed down here. I'm new to the club. I got my welcome email about an hour ago, and I didn't know what this first part was, so I logged in, and here I am. I took the the stay-at-home time of the pandemic last year. I thought, what would I like to come out of that with? And so I said, I want to pass my ham exams. So I took them all last year, and I passed them, and now I'm finally getting around to figuring out how a radio works. So I have a handheld over here. I've got some help programming. I have 0 contacts so far, but I'm working away at that, and thought this would be a good club to join, to rub elbows with folks like yourselves and push my learning curve and get that first contact and see what comes after that.
What kind of radio?
Baofeng BFF8HP.
Oh, okay.
I put a antenna upgrade on it, but in fact, I was out on my bike today, way up the Platte River Trail, so I programmed in that North Glen one, thinking, well, I'll be close, and I stopped on the side of the trail and tried it with no luck, so I'm not yet sure what I'm doing wrong, or if I'm just having bad luck or programming error. I'm not sure.
You know, the Baofengs are hard hard to program. At least my experience. I guess once you get to understand them, they, you know, it's just like anything else. You learn it, and it'll just repeat at that point.
I sense I'm on a very steep part of the learning curve. Every page I turn, I learn something new.
Welcome to the club.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Glad to have you. Absolutely. Yeah, a little casual, more casual than usual this evening. Yeah, didn't really do too much introduction. Yeah, this is the Elmer session for the Denver Radio Club. It's just where we just hang out and just have a casual conversation about electronics and STEAM and STEM. So yeah, glad you could be here, and yeah, thanks for introducing yourself, and yeah, welcome to the club.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, what else do we have here? What are we looking at here? Hackaday.com, another great blog to browse about electronics projects and just really, really cool things. Often talk about radio. It's getting more into the hacker culture about radio electronics and ham radio, and but just general electronics projects. So just kind of browsing through those, seeing if I can find something here relative.
So I see SpaceX successfully launched 4 civilians in space. Anybody know if any of them are hams?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
They're up there now. They haven't docked with the space station yet. Well, I don't know if they're docking. I guess they're just orbiting.
Yeah, you know, space tourism, getting civilians into space, it's really awesome. Steve Wozniak, one of the co-founders of Apple, I think has started a company, and he's very much on the ham radio, Unix, you know, hobbyist side of things. It'll be really interesting to see in the next 5, 10, 15 years what we're able to do, other than the kind of the parabolic vomit comet thing. Hopefully we can get more of us into space, and it's really awesome to see. Yeah.
I forgot Wozniak's story. It was several years ago. He enrolled in some classes, or a class at Berkeley, and under the name of Rocky Raccoon Smith.
Jeez. I don't remember if it was him. There was some old story about one of those old guys, one of the internet pioneers, that they would buy sheets of dollars, uncut dollars from banks, and give those away for some reason. I can't remember why I remember that, but it's just such a funny story. Yeah, these guys. Cool. What else here? Yeah, I don't have too much else. My laptop crashed, and I just haven't gotten the browser synced up on my Chrome on my side here. So I don't have too much at the moment. If anybody has any questions, comments, anything you'd like to bring up for the our session here this evening, let us know. What else? There must be something I can bring up here.
Anybody know if I haven't heard anything about the conference up in Cheyenne that was scheduled. Did that get canceled?
That got
the
canceled.
Wyoming, yeah, it did get
Oh,
canceled.
it did? Because of COVID, or no one?
I
No one.
think so.
Okay.
I think that was the reasoning. I don't see that they have
We need a ham fest, that's for sure.
We
Oh
do.
my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know Orlin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He needs a ham fest very badly.
Yeah.
He's probably got lots of stuff to sell, I imagine.
Oh man.
Oh. Just browsing through my YouTube subscription to see if I have anything that came up here recently.
Well, I could ask about 1,000 newbie questions, but I don't know if
Please.
that's what this session is about.
Yes, it is.
It is. Go
should
right ahead,
ask.
please.
You did?
Yeah.
I have a whole panel of experts right in front of me. I mean, I could probably take the rest of the hour, but I don't want to do that. So I put I just Googled and found an upgraded whip antenna for that little bio thing. It came with whatever you call those short antennas from the manufacturer. And I'm wondering if, should I be thinking about, if I'm trying to make this contact from home, should I be thinking about just a external antenna for that? I mean, is that a reasonable thought, or should I continue working on just learning how the thing works first?
It's for the Bofang, you said?
Say that again?
Which radio is it for?
It's a handheld Bofang.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, if it's handheld and probably only 5 watts, you probably get better reception with an external antenna, but it's with 5 watts using the internal antenna, the one built in with it is probably as best you'll get, I'm guessing, for the most part. Larry, if you have
So
something
I'm
else
thinking
on that.
like today I jumped on my bike and rode, 20 miles closer to a repeater just for kicks. I'm wondering if that, am I on the right thought getting closer to them just to rule out, that I'm too far. It's an 8-watt handheld, but it sounds like that's a low power for hitting some of these repeaters.
Actually,
if I understand.
Actually, 8 watts is not bad. I mean, I usually run 10 watts in my mobile radio, but I have a really good high gain antenna that sits on top of the car, and so that helps a lot to get out. I usually don't need high power, just rarely. Like if I'm in a valley or something, I might have to pop up to 50 watts. But I would think that if you had a decent antenna and you're outside and you can see approximately where the repeater is with a direct line of sight, you should be able to hit it. So I'm thinking maybe you don't have the
Here it is. That's what I want.
what is it, the
Offset
PL tone set right, or the offset, something like that, because you're going to be transmitting on a different frequency to hit the repeater than you're going to be receiving on. One way you could test it out is if you had somebody else with a handheld, at least you could test out to make sure you can do simplex with each other. That's the first thing, to make sure you can do that. And then you can try some other ideas, but I'm sure the radio works, because I think I have an 8-watt like that one. I use it for other purposes. So sounds like Mark's got something. Go ahead, Mark.
Well, I was just going to ask you, where are you located? Where are you?
Just outside Old Town, Arvada. Just a little bit west of there, over by Wolf Park.
Okay, and you should be able to hit ST.E.M or any of the bigger repeaters, right? I mean, you're right down the road from me. I could probably hit you simplex. So, which one do you guys think would be best for him?
Are we going to try this right now? Wow.
I think ST.E.M would be easy. You can see it, can't you, from Arvada?
Yeah, that's absolutely.
Is that 145? Is that what that is?
I was going to do. Well,
That's one of them.
yeah.
And yeah, using VHF on the first go would be a good idea.
Somebody's on it at the moment.
Oh, good. Yeah, 145 is pretty busy.
There's been a lot of traffic on there. Yeah, I can hear his conversations. I sat through the entire net on Sunday and listened to that.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I was too chicken to try and make that my first contact, so I just listened.
Yeah, well, that's good though that you're receiving. At least you got the correct frequencies and you're receiving things, so that's a good thing. Half the battle.
It's quite a learning curve. I mean, it was I'm looking at a year and a half so far, but I got distracted. I actually retired. I was working, and so now I don't have that distraction, so I can put more time into this and find out this last setting if that's what it turns out to be that I don't have right.
So you can hit my repeater, which is about 3 miles south of you. It's 147.210 with a positive offset. I'll bring it up.
I had to go get something to write on.
It's a quiet repeater, so it's, mic shy is always the worst thing. So when you get on a repeater that's not really that busy, it's probably easier.
So I don't need to worry about a tone for that?
Yeah, 100 hertz.
100 hertz.
And it's a positive offset.
So that'll be 147.810 for the transmit.
Exactly.
So I've got the 100 hertz in. So I need to check the offset.
Yeah, you want a positive offset. It'll be 600 megahertz plus.
The offset's telling me 60 right now. Because I must have put that in there for some other repeater I was trying to hit.
Yeah, 60 is way too low.
600 is what it should be.
Say that again?
600 is what it should be.
Oh, 600.
Yeah.
All right, I got 600 in there. I'm on 147.210. Good try. Was that you?
That's me.
Should I try?
Yeah.
What's your call sign?
N0XRX.
He's got a
KF088K.
too.
I just missed it. I'm sorry. Did you hear that?
No. You have the tone? Is it encoding the tone of 100 hertz?
Let me go back. That's menu 13 is the tone. 100
That's awesome.
hertz.
Yeah, 100 hertz. So not only do you have to set the tone, but you have to make sure to encode the tone as well. So you have to tell it to use that tone.
Maybe that's what I'm not doing. It says 100, and then what? So maybe that's what I don't know how to do.
Yeah,
you have to find the menu item for encode.
Yeah.
We might go past time limit.
It should be someplace near there.
Well, it's got all these menus in here. Let's see. See, that might be right there what I was doing wrong.
Uh-huh.
And the other thing is, I recommend you get a software program to program it and a cable.
Chirp?
Yeah.
Are you talking about Chirp?
Yeah.
Well, you can use Chirp, but I would recommend RT systems.
Well, yeah, that's the good one.
Probably costs more than the radio.
Chirp is free. RT system costs money.
But it comes with the cable.
That's true.
So you don't have to buy a cable.
I feel like I'm getting a pop quiz here. This wasn't on the exam.
And one of us can give you the file so you can get going. So all you have to do is load it up. Then you can edit it after that. Somebody in the club can give you a file.
Uh-huh.
A gentleman by the name of Art, on Facebook, I jumped in the Arvada radio group, and Art over there sent me a file that I uploaded to it.
Was it Art Bullock?
Yes.
Yeah.
He sent me one that I started with. That's probably mucked it all up by now, as I was trying to make sure, I was just trying different things. So I'm looking at my menu. What was the thing I was looking for? There's offset.
To the tone. You want to have the tone to be...
Tone I got right.
To encode it.
No, to encode
the
it.
encode. That's what I'm looking
I forget what it is. I'd have to look it up. Let's see.
Looks like it's
Where's
menu
my
number
file?
13.
Oh, Drone has it up.
Yeah.
Oh, you do? Let's see.
Yeah. 13.
13, that's the menu?
Yep.
Looks like it.
For the encode tone.
It says T-CTCS 100.0 hertz is what happens when I pull up menu 13.
So that should be right.
That should
You're not
work.
going to be able to see that.
Is there a
You're not going to be able to see that.
is there another menu item on 12 that might set the tone to turn on? Maybe.
Because you should have ability to encode it and decode it, or both.
12 says T-DCS transmitter DCS.
Oh, that might be the problem. Shouldn't be DCS.
Well, I'm reading out of the. I'm not reading out the radio. I'm reading out of the instruction manual. Should I go to 12 and see what it says?
Well, is that where it would be? Is 12? I just wondering if
says
it'd be
off.
nearby.
When I went to
Says
12,
off.
it says off. Yeah, that.
What is 12?
Yeah, what is 12? What happens if you change it from off to something else? What does it say?
Transmitter DCS is 12.
Oh, transmit DCS. Does it have a
Well,
transmit?
it can go. It can go to DO23N, DO25N, 26, 31.
Those
Or
are
what I'm doing.
DCS codes. Yeah, you don't want
So
those.
I better get out of there.
Yeah, change it back to off.
Drone, is there anything in there that's for CCDS encoding or anything like that?
I think you can clearly see where my learning curve is.
Yeah. Welcome to the hobby.
Does that never go away? There's always a learning curve, I presume.
Oh yes, oh yeah. And you're already doing something wrong by reading the manual. So.
All right, I threw it away. Now I'm looking back at the screen.
That's a joke, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
radio it's hard from the front of it. That's why you need a piece of software like Chirp or something. Makes it so much easier. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at my RT systems to program the Baofeng, and it's got on the columns, it's got tone mode, and then CTCSS is the next column, which has the frequency of the tone. And so that's why I was wondering if it was someplace close by to set that to tone. If you have none, that like a simplex should be none, but although you can do a tone on a simplex. And on the repeaters, it says tone for tone mode.
Well, this is all helpful, though. You're giving me a category where I need to look more closely. It seems like it's a programming issue.
Yeah.
I got to make sure I get those settings all right without reading the instruction manual, since that's apparently a rule.
No, it's not. I'm just saying you're smarter than the rest of us. You're actually reading the manual. That's the way to start.
Well, I didn't read it, but I thought the answer to your question might be in there.
Well, it's a good place to look.
It probably is in there. It's just we're not sure what it is.
It looks like one thing is there's no place to actually enter the offset. You actually just enter the different frequency. Right. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, Baofeng's known for that, where you have to just put the offset frequency in there.
Yeah.
Is there a tone mode setting where it says tone mode, where it's tone or tone squelch?
How would I find that out?
Yeah.
You have to look through the menu items.
I'll have to look through the menu.
And it should be close. It should be close to where the tone is, although
and what would the initials be?
It would say tone, I would think. There's different tone modes. There could be like DCS. I've got one repeater that has DCS. It's a Denver Radio Club repeater. It could be T squelch.
R-DCS?
Say that again.
R-DCS?
That's receive with DCS.
All right.
So there might be one for transmit then, a separate one, which would be a T.
T-DCS is off.
That's fine.
But you don't want DCS.
DCS is used very rarely.
You want anything that says CTCS.
I did just see that. R-CTCS is off.
Okay.
That's fine. You're not transmitting it, are you, Mark?
We are, but it's for a convenient.
It's not important. Not important.
Not important. Not important.
Well, anyway, I appreciate all the time. My very first call. This is great. Now I know all of what I don't know.
Well, we're almost there.
We're almost there. You want the transmit to have the tone, so it'd be a transmit, not a receive. R would be receive.
And what am I TDR? What am I looking for?
I think it was
it's just a bunch of initials.
T/CTS.
Go back to 13.
Yeah, but I think you had it right at 100 already.
Yeah, you have the CTCSS already set correctly. It's just you need to find for it to transmit it.
Obviously, the beep is on. I should turn that off.
Oh no, beep's good.
TOT. I just don't know what.
Yeah, 13 is TCTCS. Transmitter CTCS is either off.
T-CTCS is off.
Okay.
Ah, there you go. That's it.
Okay.
Turn it to
Turn
on.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, but it actually is not an on. It's actually a frequency, it looks like.
254.1.
You need 100.
100.
Oh, that needs to go to 100. Are you telling me we're going to get our first contact live on my first meeting? I love everyone on this call.
That is our objective, that you will do this while we're here.
Wait a minute. It just flipped off. What am I? T-DCS. I need to change that to 100 hertz.
Not DCS. DCS should be off. Delta
Okay,
Charlie.
that's off.
Then number 13.
T-CTCS.
Yes.
That needs to go to 100 hertz.
Yes.
All right, I'm scrolling down. It's up in the 200s, 100s. (107), 103, 100.
There you go.
And save that. Save it.
Confirmed exit. I'm at 147.2. Should I try it again?
Yeah. Say hi, Mark.
I say my call sign or I say your call sign? I already forgot your call sign.
Just say hello, Mark, or just anything. I don't care.
Hello, Mark.
Nope.
I thought we were so close. Oh my gosh.
And 0. That's correct.
I just heard my own voice come out of it.
No, that was me.
Oh, it came through the phone over the. So I'm hearing you.
Yeah, so you're receiving fine, you're not transmitting. Now, when you hit the transmit button, does it switch on the screen to 147.810?
Well, it stays 147.2.
So let me do this.
You need to do the offset.
I was going to...
Oh, the offset. That's 26. It says 600. We went there. We did that. That can't be right. A 600 offset?
It's 600 kilohertz, yeah.
So that's what that says.
So your menu 727, the receive frequency is 147.81.
How do I check that?
Well, that's what the offset does.
Oh, right. Okay. Got it. I got to make sure that there's no negative sign in front of that. It just says 600, so that's positive, right?
Yep.
Should be.
Yeah, and don't worry about eating up any time. No worries about that.
So I don't know what else to check at that point. We're back to my learning curve again.
So you said when you go down the... Oh, go ahead.
Jerome, could you keep your screen up? Share the screen so we can see those parameters?
Yeah, it should be up right now.
I'm looking at... Let me just change my
I won't change it, though, yeah.
Mine keeps going back and forth depending on who's talking.
Oh. Let me... you have to pin me, or let me share it properly,
I could do that.
I
could do that. I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll pin it. Okay, I got it. You pinned.
Okay. Yeah, when you hold down the push to talk button, it should say 147.81, I believe.
And it stays at 2.1.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab one of my radios and look.
I have to change your I can't see your screen there. I got to change my screen here.
Yeah, it should just be through my
So
camera.
we need to start on time, so we need to shut this off right at 7, okay?
That's fine.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, it should just be, let's see. I don't know what menu 28 is. Let's see what even that is here. Oh, just delete. Yeah, we just need to set the transmit frequency on menu 27. I'm sorry, the receive frequency on 27, which should be the 147.21. And then on 27, again, we need to set the transmit frequency of 147.81.
Okay, I just tried my Baofeng. I have a upgraded version, and indeed, when I hit the transmit button, the frequency did go change to the transmit. It went to the transmit frequency instead of the receive. So it should be changing if it's done properly.
Menu.
When I hit the menu, now I have a memory channel coming up. I must have hit something. I got to go to 27?
2.
Uh-oh.
Menu.
Yeah, this is why Chirp or RT systems make it so much easier. Yeah. You still have to know this kind of terminology, but just doing it on a computer makes it a whole lot easier.
Channel mode. Frequency mode. Menu.
Well, it's 18:56 Mountain Time. We'll be starting in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
4-minute
All right.
warning.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't get it solved on here this evening. Lost you here in the list here. Ed, sorry about that. Yeah, Wednesday nights, though, next Wednesday, we have something similar to this on the 145.490, the Learning Net. We also stream it on YouTube, so you can also come and ask questions through there. And we're more than happy to continue helping you through there. Otherwise, if you just reach out over the air, if you can make it out to any repeater, there are a lot of people who would be willing to help you out there. So, yeah, sorry we couldn't get it fixed, but we're getting there. Very, very close. So. All right, thanks everyone for being here this evening. Yeah, it was a little bit more casual than usual. The Elmer session it'll be ending here in just a couple minutes, and the presentation will be starting here. We have our club elections. So thanks again for joining here. It's pretty quiet here this evening, but definitely appreciate that once in a while. So yeah, we have just a couple minutes, so if anybody has any last minute thing, 1 or 2 here or there, but just a couple minutes really. Again, we do stream our nets, our meetings on YouTube. These, like this evening, it will be streamed, but there's not much chatter on. That's all going on in the Google Meets. But if you search YouTube for our club call sign Whiskey 0 Tango X-Ray, you'll be able to find my YouTube channel and subscribe to it if you'd like. Again, our learning nets are on there, our past club meetings, Elmer sessions, so don't hesitate to check that out as well.
Hey, I missed your information about the YouTube search. Where should I look for that?
Yeah, just our club call sign, Whiskey 0 Tango X-Ray, W0TX, and you should be able to find it. It's under my personal channel. but it'll be the top thing there.
Oh, cool. Very good. Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Absolutely. All right. Yeah. I guess with that, we'll we have just about a minute here, so I will drop for the evening. But again, thanks everyone for being here, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, Jerome, well, thanks. Anybody wants to take a quick break? We got like a minute, and